Who are the Farhis? The Farhi family, they're well known. It's Rabbi Farhi from Deal, New Jersey. Everyone knows Rabbi Shlomo Farhi from the Safra Synagogue in New York. Recently, I was reading the Diaries of Sir Moses and Lady Montefiore. It's a book in the public domain. It talks a lot about his life, a lot of occurrences that went through in his life. Really interesting book, a lot of things to learn from here. In the appendix of the book, towards the end, I found something really interesting. I'm not exactly sure why there was so much written about this, but in the appendix, it says here, the genealogy of the Farhi family translated from the Arabic. It's an unbelievable story. I'm going to be reading it from the book. This book is in the public domain, so take a look and find out the history of the Farhi family. Raphael and Mordechai Farhi, being among those accused of the murders of Padre Tommaso and his servant at Damascus in 1840, I here give the genealogy of their family, which will show the great esteem in which they had been held for generations, and the high government offices with which many members of the family had been entrusted. In the year 5491 AM, 1731 in the Christian era, the ancestors of the Farhis came originally from Tyria in Asia Minor. About 120 years ago, Haim Farhi, grandfather of the late Haim Farhi, came to Damascus together with his brother Joseph. Both were then employed as bankers, sarifs, by the governor of Damascus, or as they say in Arabic, Sham. They were likewise entrusted with the offices of keeping the accounts of the government revenues and of those connected with the pilgrimage to Mecca and its expenses, also the expenditure required for keeping the army. The revenues derived from farms and villages were also entrusted to them. When the governor of Damascus was called away from there to go to another place, his successors, seeing that the management of the brothers Farhi had given general satisfaction, confirmed them in their office, as did every succeeding governor coming to Damascus during their lifetime. Chaim had two sons, Solomon and Nathan. The later, being the more clever of the two, succeeded his father in the several offices he had held, and surpassed him in importance by the influence which he had with the governor, and in good reputation among the people. Nathan had 5 sons, Haim, Menachem, Joseph, Raphael, and Moses, and 1 daughter, Reina. Solomon had 2 sons, Jacob and Meir, of whom the first only held public appointments. Nathan, being once requested by the governor of Haina to send down him a person of talent in which he could place entire confidence, and whom he could employ as a banker, sent his eldest son Haim. The later was at that very time very young, but gifted with such extraordinary capacity that after a few years he was called from Haina to Damascus to superintend all the members of his family in their different public offices. When Haim was 20 years old, he was sent to Constantinople to supervise the accounts with the Ministry of Finance.
Now, if I concentrate a little bit on those in Syria, Nathan arrived there with his brother. He had a son called Haim. He had a son called Nathan, of which Haim al-Muallim is the most famous one. Musa was a brother of Haim, and he helped him in Akko during his years. Raphael al-Muallim is the brother who stayed in Damascus and became the major banker to the Syrian Pasha. Now, my family comes from the branch of Solomon, Mr. We are descended of Meir. And you can see Meir had two wives, one called Oro and one called Deborah. The story goes that he didn't have any son with Oro. So with her consent, he married Deborah.
An influential advisor and financier in the Ottoman Empire, Haim Farhi is best known for his crucial role in defending Acre against Napoleon's forces in 1799, significantly contributing to the failure of the French campaign in the Middle East.